In the Murdaugh family saga, new twist in the cases connected to this family in South Carolina. Alex Murdaugh's surviving son, Buster, who you saw in court if you followed the case, released a statement after the family of Stephen Smith raised money to exhume his body and conduct an independent autopsy. So you may be asking, what is this case? Who is Stephen Smith? Well, his death in 2015 was ruled a hit and run after he was found in the middle of the road, not far from the Murdaugh's family property, Moselle, where the bodies of Maggie and Paul were found. Authorities reopened this investigation years later in 2021 after uncovering some information while investigating the deaths of Maggie and Paul. Well, a recently released documentary on Netflix suggests that Smith and Murdaugh's oldest son, Buster, may have had some sort of relationship. Well, we haven't heard from Buster until now. He is speaking out this morning, and he is releasing a statement saying, in part, these baseless rumors of my involvement with Stephen and his death are false. I unequivocally deny any involvement in his death, and my heart goes out to the Smith family. I am requesting that the media immediately stop publishing these defamatory comments and rumors about me. Joining us this morning, criminal defense attorney and legal analyst Jonna Spilbor. She followed the Murdaugh double murder trial with us, and now we've got this other case. Thanks for being here. You know, for those of us who know all of the different layers to this case, Stephen Smith was a big part of this investigation early on. And the fact that this case got reopened, we still don't yet know what the evidence was that prompted them to take a second look at this, do we?
No, we don't. But let's take a look at what we do know. And I think we should make clear that we are not on the cusp of a Murdaugh mystery Netflix series sequel right now. What we have here is not the authorities requesting that the body of Stephen Smith be exhumed and another autopsy performed. This is being done privately by Sandy Smith, Stephen's mother. Now, we cannot blame Sandy for wanting to do this. She, I'm sure, tuned into the Murdaugh murder trial as well. She's had questions about whether or not her son was the victim of an accident, an accidental hit and run, or something worse. So she's basically been able to garner some sympathy and create a GoFundMe to create the funds, because this is not a cheap date. In order to exhume somebody, it's costly. To hire a private person to do a second autopsy is expensive. So she's going to go ahead and do that for her own satisfaction. What could possibly come from this? Maybe nothing. Or if there is some information that perhaps was overlooked back in 2015, Sandy Smith can bring that to the authorities, SLED, and say, look what I have here. Now what are you going to do with this new information?
So it's been 8 years, though, Jonna. So does evidence get any better with time, or does it get harder and harder to try to understand truly how he may have died? What happened that day?
Right. And that's exactly why I'm feeling sorry for Sandy Smith in a sense, because evidence does not get better with time. And we do not know how badly decomposed her son's body is going to be. It may reveal absolutely nothing new. In fact, sometimes when you have a situation like this specifically, we know that there was trauma to Stephen Smith's head and body. So that part is not going to change. What could possibly change is if they didn't do some toxicology testing, for example, and maybe there is enough tissue that's still intact for them to do that. But I really think that's going to lead down a road to nowhere. And let's be specific here. Really what she's looking for is to tie specifically Buster Murdaugh to the death of her son, Stephen Smith. And right now, there really is nothing but speculation. We have no more information than we did back then, except for the fact that we know that the Murdaugh family reign is over. And maybe people might want to come forward with information now that they didn't want to come forward with in 2015, but that has nothing to do with the condition of the body or what they'll find in a second autopsy.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.